just a second. What I'd like to do today is play with a bit of breathing with arm movement. So as we inhale, we're taking our hands up towards the ceiling. And then as we exhale, we're pulling down and pushing it out to the sides. Then we're sweeping down as we inhale, pulling up towards the ceiling, and then down as we exhale. So it's just a little bit of play with the arms. I mean, if you get a little bit lost, as long as the arms are moving up as we inhale and down or rather down and out as we exhale, you get the feeling, you get the motion. And because you're sitting at home, you can sort of have your own fun with it. So it's just energy movement with the breath, if that makes sense. Okay, so breathing at your own pace, but please do be aware of the breath and do it in a slow and steady pace. You don't want to be breathing too fast or too shallow. So just steadily breathe in as the arms rise, and steadily exhaling as the arms come down and then out. Then we go down and pull up as we inhale, and then pull down and out as we exhale. Okay, so let's begin. At your own pace, breathing in, lifting the arms, out, gathering the energy and breathing in. Pull it down as we exhale and push it out. Down and up. Down and out. Down and up. Down and out. One last time. Relax your arms down onto your knees and allow your breathing to return to its normal steady pace. Pay attention on the feeling of breathing. How good it feels just to inhale and exhale. Pay attention to your body. Are your shoulders feeling nice and warm after that movement? Are you experiencing any discomfort anywhere? And if you are, how can you get more comfortable? Even ask your body, how can you relax more right now in this moment? body has done any subtle adjustments after you've asked it, how you can relax more. Notice if your body shifts just from breathing. Right now we're just paying attention to our physical bodies. Let us begin. If you've got a cushion that you've been sitting on, you can toss it aside and come and sit in Sukhasana, our easy seat. Lifting your belly, tucking your hips under, feeling the spine nice and long. And again, you're trying to stay very comfortable, so don't allow your body, or do your best not to allow your body to go into pain. And let's roll our shoulders backwards just a little bit, and then forwards, really rounding the upper back as you roll. And then we're going to start off with placing our right hand on the mat next to us, and you might find your hand needs to move out as you lean over to the right, but gauge for yourself as you go over. Again, do your best not to go into discomfort in this class, rather feel where you start getting a nice stretch and allow yourself to stop there and not push into a deep stretch. Okay, left hand sweeps up the energy from the left, pulls up. As you get parallel or straight in line with the ceiling, this is where I'd like you to feel your arm being pulled even more, so the scapula actually moves up higher. And then we're going to start leaning over to the right. Imagine there's a ball of fire on the floor, so you're lifting up and over it as opposed to collapsing onto the floor. And feel the stretch pulling down the side body. Remember just to breathe. Slowly, steadily, bringing your awareness into the body and how the body's feeling as we move. And let's sweep up and over to the other side, again lifting that arm and going up and over that hot ball on our left. Sweep up, over to the right again. Sweep up, over to the left again. Up, over to the right again. Up, over to the left. And come back up to your neutral seated position. We're going to take our right hand onto our left knee. Left hand goes behind us as we twist gently towards the left. Sit up nice and long in the spine, but try not to arch into your back. but rather tuck those coccyx under. And we twist over towards the right. And over to the left. Over to the right. Over to the left. Over to the right. And one last time, we sweep over to the left and place both hands onto the floor. Then we're going to come up onto our feet and twist around. Of course, if you can't do it quite so eloquently, you just do what you can until you get into this position. We're going to send our right leg straight behind us, and then we're going to start swapping the legs, but giving it a slight bounce. So you're bouncing so that there's a slight moment where both feet are off the mat. As you do a little cycling motion, warming our bodies up. Really lift in the armpits, pushing through the arms. And then take both legs out so that we're in our plank position. Bend the knees and rest back into your child's pose for a few moments. Really lengthen your arms away from you, even crawling your fingers a little bit further away so the arms stretch nicely. And up we come onto our hands and knees. In this sequence, if you find that your knees get a bit sore, you can double up your mat or grab a cushion or a pillow off the bed, cushion off the couch, whatever you can find, just so that you don't put too much pressure and discomfort on the knee. But doubled up, tripled up mat also works just fine. Okay, so we're going to start off hands and knees. Your knees are slightly open, trying to get sort of hip width kind of positioning. We're going to lean into our right hand. Right arm. You want to feel lifted in the armpits, really pushing down in that arm and leaning into it. Then we're going to be lifting our opposite leg. So it's going to be our left leg lifting up behind us. Just hold this. Again, make sure that you're squaring the hips and not opening up to the side. Push down into your hands. Lean into that right hand. It's going to be holding your weight a little bit more than the left. And swap legs. So now your weight is a little bit more into the left hand. Just hold, and again, try and square your hips as opposed to opening. Bring that leg back down. Now we lean over, lifting the left leg again. But this time, we're going to lean more into the left hand and take our right hand and feel it being pulled away from us. The more the leg and the arm pull away from the body, the more you're able to stabilize, and also make sure that you're not arching in the back, but lifting in the stomach. That's part of what helps you stabilize. And swap legs. And come back to hands and knees. This next round sometimes can be a little bit challenging, so you can either stay in the position that we've just done or try the more challenging doodad. Alrighty, So we're going to take our left leg back again. So let's start with leg. Boom. Then we're going to take the right arm forward. Now feel the stabilization here. And then start lifting the right foot towards your bum. Keep trying to hold and balance. Ooh. And down we come again. This time, right leg goes back, left arm comes up. Once you felt stable, bring the left foot up towards the bum. Oh, this knee wants to wiggle. And come back down again. Take a moment in child's pose, open your knees wider and crawl your hands forward. Trying to get your chest onto the floor. Come up, leaning into your hands, keeping them where they were so they've stretched out in front of you. You're going to bend, or rather lift the feet towards your bum. Come using your chaturanga arms and slowly lower your body towards the floor, keeping your feet up towards your bum. Push up into your cobra. Make sure you're squeezing these bum cheeks forward and feel the sternum being pulled forward. Remember to keep breathing and try not to push yourself too hard. If this is too rough, you let your legs down, you bend your elbows, do what you need to stay comfortable. And now we're going to lift our bum towards our feet, curling back over into child's pose. Come back up onto your hands, pulling the feet towards your bum. Drop down with your chaturanga arms. And then push up into cobra, squeezing the bum forward, pulling the sternum forward. And then lower your body towards the floor, lowering the legs towards the floor. I'm just adjusting myself on my mat. If you need to do the same, do so. And we've got our hands at our sides, but the aim is not to utilize them. They're just relaxing here. Our legs are open, so our feet are off the sides of the mat. You want to make sure that you're tilting the coccyx bones under, squeezing the bum muscles. And then we're going to lift the legs off the floor. Bend one foot towards the bum, and then the other, straightening the first leg as you bend the other leg, and you alternate. These arms aren't actually pushing down, you're just lifting your body up. Keep alternating the legs. Now we're going to bend both together and try and push them up a little bit higher. So really use the bum muscles. The legs should be burning. And relax back down. Place your hands under your shoulders. And we're going to push up into our cobra position with our legs now straight. Tuck your toes. And feel your pelvis being pulled first into your downward facing dog. Again, I'm just moving around on my mat a bit. And walk your legs in a little bit closer. Let your feet come up onto their toes a bit. And we're going to push down in our left arm taking the right hand off the floor and reaching for the left foot. Allowing yourself to twist a little bit under that arm. And swap hands. Place both hands on the floor in front of you. Bend your knees and push through the arms. Really lift in the belly, lifting through the arms, under the armpits. And come down onto your knees. Now we're going to be sitting or pushing up in our shins. So come pushing your pelvis forward. So you tuck the hips under, lifting in your belly. We're leaning over onto our right shin to bring our left foot into a 90-degree position, or the left leg into a 90-degree position rather. Then this is a very subtle movement aiming to get into these hip flexors. We're going to take our hands, interlacing our fingers, pushing them into this left knee as we tuck the hips under, pulling back in the tummies. And release. And tuck, pushing into the leg. And release. And push, tucking your hip under, coccyx under, so you're feeling it in this hip flexor. And release. You're going to lift up your left leg to take another step forward. You might need to take it further forward depending on where you're at, so just gauge. And lean forward to go into our low lunge, keeping the body up and not placing the hands on the floor today. You can keep your hands on your left knee if you want to. And remember, this bum cheek must be active. It's not just chilling here, but squeezing. Just gently, not like hammer time. And start leaning backwards, straightening the front leg, and then flex that foot and place your hands on the floor. So we've gone into our half split. And again, I want you to bring awareness into this leg and feel the difference. So we flex and then point. We're actually going through a floint, so the toes are staying up until we get into the point position. So we flex, floint, point, flex, floint, point. It's just for you to feel the difference. Feel what happens in your legs, where you're feeling a deeper stretch, or maybe just a yummier stretch. And go back into your flex and try to drop your sternum towards your shin a little bit more. And come back into that low lunge. Lifting up. This time we're going to interlace our fingers behind our back and pull the arms away from us, opening up your chest. Try and lift the arms a little bit, deepening the arm stretch across the chest. And release the arms as we come back into that half split. Again, trying to feel the sternum coming towards your shin rather than your head. We're just flexing this foot. And forward we go one last time. Lifting into that low lunge, hands behind your back. Keeping the hands behind your back Let's lift backwards into that half split. Feel your tummy being used as you lean forward without placing your hands on the floor. Place your foot on the floor, lean forward, place your hands on the floor, and push up with the back leg so you're in your high lunge position. Twist forward so that you're in a wide-legged forward fold. Lift in the belly and lean forward, dropping your body into your forward bend. Grab behind your ankles and try and pull your body a little bit closer towards your legs. Now bring your hands out in front of you and lift into a tabletop position. And down. Lift. And down. And lift. Place your hands on the floor and twist the other side. Coming into a high lunge this time with our right leg forward. Place the back knee onto the floor and lift your body up into our low lunge position. Make sure you're squeezing your left bum cheek. And slowly lean back, placing your hands on the floor as you go into your half split. Remember this first one, we're flexing, flointing, and then pointing. And just pay attention to how it feels in your body. Flex the foot, floint, and then point. Flex the foot, floint, and then point. Flex, floint, point. And you come back up to your flex position and you're feeling your sternum pulling down towards your shin. Come forward into your low lunge. Interlace your fingers behind your back, pulling your arms away so that you open up in the sternum, right in the upper chest. Try and lift your arms a little bit higher. To your half split, pull sternum towards your shin. And we lean forward one last time. You can place your hands behind your back again. And we push back to that half split, keeping the legs behind the back, leaning forward without using our hands. This time we're bringing our back knee in a little bit, just creeping it. Then we lean back. We see how far we need to bring the front foot backwards so that we can get into that 90-degree position that we were in on the other side. Make sure the coccyx are tucking under, you're lifting in the belly. Fingers interlace and push into the knee as we push the hips forward. So we want to feel it here in our hip flexor area. And release. And push. And release. And push. Release. Lean forward, placing your hands on the floor. Push through the arms so your upper back rounds and you feel lifting under the armpit. Tuck that back toe and lift up into your downward facing dog. Again, if you feel like you need to step your feet a little bit closer, do so. And we push through our arms, leaning into the left arm. We take the right arm, opposite leg. Right arm to opposite leg, so it's grabbing the left leg. Release and swap over to the other side. Release, placing the hands firmly in front of you. Push back in your downward facing dog, really lengthening through the arms, feeling the coccyx pulling towards the ceiling. Come up onto your tippy toes, bend the knees, pushing backwards through the arms, and then lean forward into our plank. We're going to go over the wrist slightly, so we're going to be past our 90-degree. Lift back up, knees bent, and then lean forward. Back up, knees bent, and then lean forward. Back. Take your feet a little bit further backwards so that you can come into a normal planked position. We're going to drop our feet both towards the left and lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Then we're going to bend the knees and drop our bum onto the floor, turning towards our legs. The bottom leg stays bent, and the top leg we flex, grab your toes and push your leg into it. It's fine if your leg is still bent, if you haven't quite got the flexibility yet. And then we're just twisting the hip out. So you want to feel a twist happening in your hip rather than your foot. Release that top leg. Place both hands down in front of you. Push up into your downward facing dog. Back into plank, and both feet go over towards the right. Lift your left hand up. Bend the knees, place the bum on the floor, bottom leg stays bent, top leg we grab our toes so that our feet are staying flexed, and you try to straighten. If it's bent, world won't end because we're getting into our hips anyway. Straighten that leg and rotate that hip out. Release that leg, place it on the floor. Bring your hands back in front of you. Push up into your downward facing dog. Roll your spine. So you're really pushing through the arms. You're rounded in the upper back. The knees are bent. And slowly take your knees towards the floor, but don't let them sit on the floor just yet. Hold them just hovering above the floor. And then your knees on the floor, feet on the floor, and rest in child's pose. Slowly come up. And we're going to allow our bum to drop towards the floor, both feet coming out to the one side, and then bring them around so that the legs are in front of us. Let's start off with taking our left knee under the right, and then we bring the right over so that it's in line with the left knee. You want to keep your ankle and your knee in alignment here. We don't want the knee to drop out or to drop too far in. Lift in the belly, tucking the coccyx under. We're going to take our left hand, feel like it's being extended up high towards the ceiling. That scapula even moves. And then we twist towards the right, placing that elbow onto the left knee, pushing that knee just slightly. It's right knee, sorry guys. Left elbow onto right knee, and it's pushing that knee to help us twist around. As you release that arm, swap the legs over. Tuck the hips, lifting in the belly. So the more you make yourself feel like you're trying to get skinny in the tummy, creates that space to help you twist around. So we take our right arm up towards the ceiling, feel that scapula pulling up even. Twist towards the left, and now the right arm pushes against the left knee, and the right hand stretches out behind us as we twist. Now instead of releasing the legs, we're going to just pull this left leg more round, going into our Gomukhasana position, so our knees are stacked on top of each other. Again, lift in the belly, tucking in the hips, lean forward as far as you can go. You can have your hands on the floor if that helps you feel more comfortable, or you can hold onto your knees, wherever it feels good. So, like I said at the beginning of this class, don't go into a sore or uncomfortable position. And just allow yourself to rest here. This is getting into our sort of glute area to stretch it out. So if you're feeling it in the bum, that's exactly where you're meant to be feeling it. Lift the body. Again, we swap the legs under. Again, you're just trying to stack your knees on top of each other. Lift in the belly. Make sure these coccyx are tucking under. And lean forward. Just as far as you can go. It's always one side that's slightly tighter or more flexy than the other. Gently come up, undoing legs. Place your feet on the floor in front of you, and then allow your bum to scoot towards your feet for once. Lowering your body, lie on your back. Tuck the hips under so that the tummy is pulling down towards the floor, so your whole spine is on the floor. Just feel that for a moment. Feel the tummy pulling down. And start lifting the bum off the floor, just slightly. So you're pushing gently down in the feet. Lift a little bit higher. And a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. And as high as you can go. So you're already pushing and using your bum, pushing the legs into the floor. And relax down onto the floor again. Push up into your bridge position. And relax onto the floor again. And push up into your bridge, squeezing the bum, pushing down the legs. Feel what it feels like to push your legs into the floor. And slowly down onto the floor again, pulling your knees into your chest, wrapping your arms around your knees. Open the knees, grabbing the feet. So we're in a supine Baddha Konasana position. So feel these knees trying to open up wider. Let the head lift up, looking towards your toes. Should feel a nice stretch happening through your trapezius muscles as well as your legs. Push your feet into your hands and release. Push into your hands and release. And this time we're going to push all the way up to seated Baddha Konasana, pulling your sternum towards your toes. One last endeavor for the evening. Say that because this can be a little bit challenging for some. We're going to go into our fire log position. So we want to get our knee and our ankle in the same alignment, straight line, and then stack our other ankle and knee on top of that one. It's fine if there's a gap between the two, and again, if you've got a cushion, you can pop a cushion under your knees on both ends and just make it as comfortable as you can. You lift in the tummy, the coccyx are tucking under, and we start leaning forward. we swap legs. Lift in the tummy and slowly lean forward. And gently release the legs and grab on your warm clothes, your socks, grab a pillow, grab a blankie, whatever will make you nice and comfortable, and we're just going to do a little bit of relaxation. It's up to you whether you'd like to sit or lie down. You close your eyes and we start off with taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Go in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Bring your awareness into your breathing, to the sensation through your body as you breathe in and breathe out. Notice the feeling of the oxygen, how your body feels just to breathe in. And now I want you to take a breath in, exhale all the air out of your lungs, and hold your breath for as long as you can. Everyone's capacity is different. And after you've held it for as long as you can, you inhale, and this time really be aware of how good it feels just to breathe, how the body feels just getting that oxygen in. And now start imagining a light that you can see behind your eyes. Imagine as you focus on this light, it turns into a flame, a dancing flame. Imagine the different colors of yellows, oranges and reds of your flame. Maybe even a splash of blue coming close to the center and the hottest point of your flame. And allow yourself to just stare at the flame, observing it. Does it stir any thoughts up in you? Any ideas? Allow them to come to you. Allow yourself to clock whatever the flame ignites. Keep bringing your attention back to the flame, noticing its colors, what it makes you feel, even if that's just warmth or interest or delight. Realize that this flame is actually quite intelligent and holds within it a great deal of wisdom. Take this time now to ask the flame any burning questions that you've been holding in your heart, and allow it to share its wisdom with you. Feel the warmth of the flame starting to encompass your entire body and being, bringing so much comfort to you right now in this moment. Feel its warmth. Feel its kindness. And allow it to soak into every part of your being. Allow yourself to gently take a breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. And this inhale, as you begin your exhale, stretch out your body one last time, as long as it can get. Pull your knees into your chest, hugging them close. And slowly rock your spine backwards and forwards. And then come up to seated. We'll just finish off with one closing Om. Your hands can be on your knees or into your heart center. Take a deep breath in. Thank you, everybody.